Former Parkland High School resource officer Scot Peterson was found not guilty on all counts regarding his response, or rather lack thereof, to that Valentine's Day shooting back in 2018 when Nikolas Cruz walked into Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School and started shooting, claiming the lives of 17 students, faculty, and administrators. He faced 7 counts of felony child neglect and was the first law enforcement officer in the United States to face criminal charges stemming from his alleged inaction during an active school shooting. He was charged also with 3 counts of misdemeanor culpable negligence in relation to the adults shot in the building as well. Additionally, he was charged with perjury for allegedly lying to detectives. Well, a jury in Florida today finding him not guilty. He would have faced prison time and a loss of his annual pension if convicted on the child neglect charges. Those were the most serious. In the meantime, though, we want you to watch the moment Scot Peterson heard the verdict today in the courtroom of not guilty. It was quite emotional. Let's listen.
17th Judicial Circuit in and for Broward County, Florida, case number 19-7166 CF10A. State of Florida plaintiff versus Scot Peterson defendant. Verdict, count 1. Read the jury find as follows as to the defendant in this case. The defendant is not guilty. So say we all this 29th day of June 2023 at Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, Florida. Verdict, count 2. Read the jury find as follows as to the defendant in this case. The defendant is not guilty. So say we all this 29th day of June 2023 at Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, Florida. Verdict, count 3. Read the jury find as follows as to the defendant in this case. The defendant is not guilty. So say we all this 29th day of June 2023 at Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, Florida. Verdict, count 4. Read the jury find as follows as to the defendant in this case. The defendant is not guilty. So say we all this 29th day of June 2023 at Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, Florida. Verdict, count 5. Read the jury find as follows as to the defendant in this case. The defendant is not guilty. So say we all this 29th day of June 2023 at Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, Florida. Verdict, count 6. Read the jury find as follows as to the defendant in this case. The defendant is not guilty. So say we all this 29th day of June 2023 at Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, Florida. Verdict, count 7. Read the jury find as follows as to the defendant in this case. The defendant is not guilty. So say we all this 29th day of June 2023 at Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, Florida. Verdict, count 8. Read the jury find as follows as to the defendant in this case. The defendant is not guilty. So say we all this 29th day of June 2023 at Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, Florida. Verdict, count 9. Read the jury find as follows as to the defendant in this case. The defendant is not guilty. So say we all this 29th day of June 2023 at Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, Florida. Verdict, count 10. Read the jury find as follows as to the defendant in this case. The defendant is not guilty. So say we all this 29th day of June 2023 at Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, Florida. Verdict, count 11. Read the jury find as follows as to the defendant in this case. The defendant is not guilty. So say we all this 29th day of June 2023 at Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to address you only by the numbers that are on the back of your badges. Juror number 1, are these your true verdicts?
Yes, they are.
Juror number 2, are these your true verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 4, are these your true verdicts? Yes. Juror number 5, are these your true verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 6, are these your true verdicts? Yes. Juror number 7, are these your true verdicts?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank you for your time and consideration of this case. I also wish to advise you of some very special privileges enjoyed by jurors. No juror can ever be required to talk about the discussions that occurred in the jury room except by court order. For many centuries, our society has relied upon juries for consideration of difficult cases. We have recognized for hundreds of years that a jury's deliberation, discussions, and votes should remain their private affair as long as they wish it. Therefore, the law gives you a unique privilege not to speak about the jury's work. Although you are at liberty to speak with anyone about your deliberations, you are also at liberty to refuse to speak to anyone. A request to discuss either your verdict or your deliberations may come from those who are simply curious, from those who might seek to find fault with you, from the media, from the attorneys, or elsewhere. It will be up to each of you to decide whether to preserve your privacy as a juror. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to again give you my sincere thanks for your time, effort, and energy. 99% of the citizens that live in Broward County, a county of 2 million, have no idea what happens when you're actually selected on a jury and you actually serve through the process. But now you all know. And I know most people don't say thank you, but I will say thank you because I know the time, effort, energy that went into this. I have a thank you letter and a certificate. I'm going to give that to the court deputy who's going to pass that out when they walk you out because it has your names on them. The reason I normally do this in person in Portland, I'm not going to do it today, is because I'm not and have not addressed you by your names. That's why we use the numbers to take care of your privacy. I did also want to let you all know I will enter an order today that instructs the clerk of court, the trial court administrator, as well as both parties not to disclose your names. Okay? So the only way your names are going to be disclosed is if you choose. You certainly may choose. If you want to go out there and talk to whoever you want to talk to, you're perfectly entitled to do that. If you want to go out there and never talk to another human being about this ever again, you're perfectly entitled to do that too. I want to emphasize that it's each of your decisions to make. But momentarily, I'm going to have you step in the back and collect your belongings. The court deputy is going to walk out to your cars, and that's going to conclude your jury service. I do have 2 quick pieces of bad news for you. Number one, I'm going to leave those language back. So we can take them off and just put them on the ledge in front of you. We'll come up in front of you. Number 2, since you actually did serve on a jury, they will not summon you for jury duty for a year, for 12 months. So I'll see you next year. All right, unless you all have any questions for me, ladies and gentlemen, your jury service is concluded at this point. Again, with my great thanks for your time and energy, your jury service is concluded and you are dismissed. Thank you very much.
Okay, so, man, what an emotional moment there. Scot Peterson basically just collapsing onto his desk in sobs there. Even his attorney, you can see there, embracing after he was found not guilty on all counts in this case when he was a school resource officer at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School back in February of 2018. It was Valentine's Day, remember, when Nikolas Cruz walked into the high school and started shooting. So this case was brought for alleged inaction on the part of Peterson as the school resource officer there. And he, remember, faced those 7 counts of felony child neglect, also 3 other counts of misdemeanor culpable negligence and perjury as well. Not guilty on all of them. So you did see some victims' family members in the courtroom as well, including Tony Matalto, who lost his daughter during the Parkland shooting, and you saw him, the camera panned and zoomed in on him. He was shaking his head in disagreement with this. You're going to hear from him in just a moment, though. Scot Peterson and his attorney, though, reacted right after this verdict came down. Let's first show you Peterson's remarks, then his attorney's remarks, and some of these victims' family members on whether or not they agreed with the outcome today.
To those officers who may have been nervously waiting along with you on the outcome?
I think they probably had a very legitimate concern because of this case regarding the issue with the caregivers, but to all school resource officers out there, SROs, we're police officers, and we're there at that school because we want to make a difference. We always have. That's why I had been a school resource officer for 28 years. Because you do, not only you know that you're a law enforcement officer, but you're there to make a difference. So for all these SROs, not only in the state of Florida, but nationally, maybe they can breathe easier knowing, God forbid, if they ever went through something like this, that hopefully the justice system will prevail for them as well. But I would hope, I would never want any any law enforcement officer in this country to go through the last 4.5 years of what I went through. All I would just say is, in any type of incident, do your due diligence. Try to learn the facts, and even though I'm talking to the media, sometimes the media doesn't put out all the facts, and I guess you really need to try to take your time and try to learn what occurs before we start, throwing the daggers at people. And unfortunately, in this situation, because what Scott Israel did to me on February 22nd, 2018, a day I'll never forget, and he blindsided me like that, the media listened to what Sheriff Israel said, and that became the storyline, unfortunately. And I was the low-hanging fruit. So my word meant very little. And Scott Israel, the most powerful politician in Broward County, his word was everything. And you can't compete with that. And that's what put me in this.
Yes, Christina.
The local 10 years.
Okay, so we do also want to let you hear some comments from Scot Peterson's attorney there, but Peterson really going after Scott Israel. We all remember that name from this story as well, very high up in the Broward County Law Enforcement Division. So let's hear from Peterson's attorney.
Ask yourselves, what's their motivation here? And if it's politics, which it clearly is, something needs to be done.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you all. You guys have been great. Thank you very much.
One more thing I wanted to ask you, and you don't have to answer it, you don't have to answer anything. But there have been a lot of comparisons drawn between you and Texas.
No.
Do you want to mention that?
No. Let me just say, those comparisons are completely unfair. Every fact pattern is different. In this case, and I can't speak for Texas, in this case, he 100% didn't know precisely where the shots were coming from. His facts were very different. Their radios works. His didn't. Calls came directly to that agency, not his. You can't plausibly analogize his case to the others. I wish those officers the very best. This officer, completely different. Snow White innocent, and thankfully the jurors made that clear.
Thank you for understanding the
So is there anything you want to say to this community who may be split over this verdict or have different feelings? What would you say to parents of students who have kids in the schools? I mean, anything you want to share?
When it comes regarding you mean the shooting itself, or just the community
just
itself?
People who maybe thought that you didn't do the right thing that day, regardless of what the jury says.
Anyone who has a question, this trial is now online. Yeah. Go watch it from the very beginning all the way through. Those who make comments the loudest are ones who don't spend the time to see what the facts are. Just watch the trial. Just watch it from beginning to end. It's right there. Go to YouTube. Put his name in.
Maybe don't have that time, and we didn't hear from you during the trial. Is there anything you'd want to share with the community?
All I would just say is, in any type of incident, do your due diligence. Try to learn the facts, and even though I'm talking to the media, sometimes the media doesn't put out all the facts, and I guess you really need to try to take your time and try to learn what occurs before we start throwing the